On today's episode of the Cryptoverse. You guys seem to like hearing about new and innovative uses of blockchain technology. So today we'll look at a network of charging stations for electric cars that use the public Ethereum blockchain as a backend payment system. Hardware wallets are the only way to truly store your cryptocurrency securely. Ledger provide a range of devices to suit all budgets and preferences. Check out my review of the Ledger Nano S by clicking on the link in the video description below. Hi there guys, and welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I am your host, Chris Coney. Now today is the 3rd of May 2017. I have an announcement for you today, so let's do that and then we'll get into the market roundup. The next Cryptoverse live stream is upon us. On the 13th of May, I'm going to do a live call-in show / AMA, Ask Me Anything, with the Peer Plays team. We're going to have a Jonathan Bahai. We're going to have Michael Maloney, and we're going to have the lovely Robin Wilk. If you've never seen Robin Wilk before, go check out the Peer Plays YouTube channel, and then you'll definitely turn up to the live stream, put it that way. Now this time, due to feedback I've had about previous live streams, it's going to be on a Saturday, and it's going to be slightly later in the day. It's going to be on a Saturday, I've already said that, but it's going to be at 4 PM GMT, which is like 2 hours later than my previous live streams. There was a number of people in America that were like, oh no, I've just woken up and it's the end of the live stream. What a shame. So just to make sure that everyone's got the opportunity to both relax a little bit on the weekend and make the live stream, it's going to be at 4 PM GMT. So go to YouTube, set yourself a reminder. If you look in the video description, I've already set up a email notification list. So if you want to make absolutely sure that you make this, then just put your email into the mailing list and then I will send you reminders when it is coming up. Now the reason we're doing it on this day is because it's the day before the Peer Plays crowdfund closes. So it's the last chance to get any of your Peer Plays related questions answered so that the crowdfund can close and then make way for the launch of the live blockchain. So please do join me for that, if only to come and show your gratitude for Peer Plays supporting the Cryptoverse, and I will see you then. And now let's move on to the market roundup, courtesy of coinmarketcap.com. Now I've seen CoinMarketCap getting into some trouble lately because they apparently are distorting the market cap figures due to this, this circulating supply number. Actually, that's changed. I've already said available supply before. But we spoke about this before where on CoinMarketCap, if the circulating supply column has an asterisk in it, it lets you know whether there was either a pre-mine or whether it's a non-mineable currency. But people have been saying that that's just too subtle. It needs to be more obvious, because if you read the figures just without realizing that something is like a non-mineable currency or mineable currency, it can distort the way you interpret the numbers. So if you want to know more about that, go and check out Reddit, because there's tons of discussion about that. But anyway, today looks much more like a normal day in the world of crypto, thankfully. Now you may remember I got a bit nervous on Monday. Having said that, we're still actually in that huge spike in market cap that I spoke about. I'm just going to hold personally, so that's my kind of strategy for the time being. Now Bitcoin is on its way to $1,500. It set a new all-time high on Bitstamp yesterday of $1,481. Pretty good. Uncharted territory once again, and I think we'll be seeing a lot of that, I imagine, and actually be seeing it across all major coins as they suck in that initial foundation of users and that initial bulk of capital. It's not hard to set a new all-time high when you're just starting out. Now Ethereum has leveled off and it's sitting stable here at $7 billion market cap and $77.24 a coin. Litecoin, by contrast, is one of the biggest jumpers of the day with a 7.5% gain, pushing it up to $17.01 a coin, and then it leaves Litecoin leading Dash by a good $200 million in market cap. Don't you find that fascinating though? Despite Dash having an organized marketing effort, Litecoin still manages to maintain a larger market cap with no formal marketing at all. Now, you know I love Dash, so I don't like highlighting that, but I highlight it I must. And then moving further down, we have Golem here in 10th place. Golem has reached a plateau for the time being, just bobbing around the 22% mark, sitting right above MadeSafe. And if I scroll down a little further, look out, who's appeared in the top 20? Yes, it's the new kid on the block, it's Gnosis, fresh on the exchanges after it completed a jaw-dropping crowd sale. Gnosis is now settling in and starting to generate some trading data of its own. What we can say so far is that it's sitting at $85.93 a coin, and it ranks in 13th place, just above PivX. Gnosis has a $95 million market cap, which is how come it's just sitting above PivX right now. Moving on from that though, you know Singular DTV was one of the one coins to watch. I'd marked it down as one of the coins to watch recently, and it rocketed up in price a few days ago, and it's now crashed back down to around about the 10-cent mark. Actually, it's down almost 24% today, really getting slapped about lately. However, I think the project is solid though, and if I actually owned any Singular DTV coins, I would just hold on to them. Quick stop over on the Litecoin network to see how SegWit's getting on. Well, we know how it's getting on, it's locked in, but what I mean is we're 8 days away from the formal activation. So that's going to happen either way, there's no speculation about it. So if you want to look at litecoinblockhalf.com/segwit.php, you can check out this countdown timer anytime you want. So in terms of the news then, I've turned to Crypto Coins News for this article called Hundreds of Charging Stations for Electric Cars Blockchenized with Ethereum in Germany. Now after I read this article, I was left with an impression that there will come this time, or this turning point, where the conversation around Ethereum will change. It'll go from a conversation where like a new Ethereum app will be big news to this being fairly routine, right? We may not even know half of the apps that are launched. That's how common it will become. I mean, for example, what percentage of new websites or online apps that are launched today do we know about? Exactly, right? And Ethereum will no doubt get to that point. And because Ethereum, just like the internet, is a permissionless arena, it's an environment for permissionless innovation, services like this charging network may be operating for maybe months before we get wind of them. So let's see what we've actually got here. It begins by saying, Energy, a subsidiary of German's energy giant RWE, has added blockchain capabilities to hundreds of charging stations for electric vehicles. EV, it's abbreviated that too. Now this article uses this term blockchenized a few times later on as well. It's not a term I'm a big fan of personally, but we'll put it with it for the sake of education. It goes on to say, Carsten, that's ironic, isn't it? Carsten Stocker, senior manager at Energy Innovation Hub, says, quote, electronic vehicle charging assets will be on public Ethereum blockchain and further assets across the EU connecting soon, close quote. So as far as I understand this, they have this smart coin which tracks the value of the euro by being backed by the appropriate amount of Ethereum, right, or Ether. And actually embedded into this article, if I move down just slightly further here, this is an image that was created by an actual user of the service. Right, their app shows a fee of what, €7.80 per hour as a fee, and then they've selected like 30 minutes of charging time that they want to purchase. But this is the thing, I still think the user pays with regular euros. It's just that the backend infrastructure uses the Ethereum network for the smart contract element. In fact, check out this quote from the person who used the service and took that picture. It says, quote, process was smooth and it felt like a regular, well-working service. I was excited to know that an Ethereum transaction on the mainnet was involved in the process of delivering the service to me. Infrastructure is getting ready for the Internet of Things, it seems. We have come a long way, folks. I was always wondering when would be the first time I use an everyday service where Ethereum is involved under the hood. Close quote. Now if I just scroll back up to the image here, in the image that the user submitted, you can see that he's parked at a charging station at an Aldi supermarket. So this appears to work the same way as anything in the sharing economy. Aldi owns the asset, which in this case is the charging station. They list that service for sale on the network. The driver then gets their electric car and uses the same app to find a nearby charging station, like find me a charging station that's part of the network. And then they then park there, they pay through the app, the Ethereum network removes the need for a middleman, it runs the smart contract, and then Aldi gets paid. The big thing that isn't obvious here, to me anyway, is how people are able to pay with fiat euros. I know they have this smart euro as part of the process, but I don't see how the €10 fee that is, say, taken from someone's Visa card ends up as a euro smart coin, right? If this was all cryptocurrency all the way through, right? You pay from your Ethereum wallet on your phone and then Aldi receives the Ethereum in their Ethereum wallet, well, that would be a lot simpler, wouldn't it? But I don't think there's a large enough penetration of cryptocurrency users in Germany to support that, payment directly with cryptocurrency. In fact, it even says here in the green, it is not clear whether this would be possible with static money like euros, because the charging stations can't have a bank account. The owner presumably could, adding some complexity, while at the same time missing out on the smart contract capabilities of dynamic money like ETH or ETH. I mean, so what? Does that mean you have to exchange your fiat euros for crypto euros in order to spend them in the charging app? I mean, and if so, is that process automated and hidden from the user? I don't know. I may have to do a follow-up episode on this when I've got further clarity. But anyway, in summary then, the technology behind this is called Blockcharge, and I'll put a link to their brilliant explainer video in the sources. So this technology allows anyone to turn their electricity supply into a public service, rent it out, and then get paid for it. Now this solves one of the biggest problems in expanding the use of electric vehicles, because it means you will be able to charge your car or your vehicle anywhere where there is a plug socket that is registered on the BitCharge network. And then you just find your nearest BitCharge enabled plug socket by using the app. Then you make your payment, the Ethereum network handles the contract work, everything's cool. So thanks for joining me today, guys. If you liked this episode, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback and get subscribed. And please support the Cryptoverse and boost cryptocurrency adoption by going to cryptoversity.com/podcast and becoming a patron. From just a few dollars a month, you can secure Cryptoversity's future, get unlimited access to all Cryptoversity courses, and access a private patrons-only chat group where you get direct access to me. That is all for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.